again, and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with me I have...
Kage, how's it going?
Good, Kage. And then I also have Hog.
Uh,
We got a decent show planned for you today. We got some hot poppin' stocks that are showing up. They're not on... One is on a promotion list, and one is just showing... is popping in the news on the Yahoo top search results. And at the end of the show, towards the end, I possibly might go over some of the inflation numbers because they're pretty bad. They hit 8.5% heading into stagflation/inflation. I'll cover that at the end after these two. We'll breeze through these. Going on to the first stock we have is DNA. DNA. Last tick was $3.44. Going to the chart, well, it was high up and then it took a dump off. Looks like towards the end of April, beginning of June 2021, things were good. But looks like with some of the openings of opening up different lockdown areas, things changed with that, and also we had some issues with the market there, and we know why we had those issues there, and we're still going to. Going into what would you say they do here? Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings Incorporated is a biotech company. Its platform is market agnostic and enables biotechnology applications across diverse markets. From food and agriculture to industrial chemicals to pharmaceuticals, the company was founded by Jason Kelly and Rashma Shetty and is headquartered in the People's Republic of Boston, Massachusetts. So going on to stock twits, Kage, because that's where the real traders are at. What do you have on the twits?
I'm seeing this one trader who's been spamming these boards, and he's saying that this stock is bearish and whatnot, but I'm going to go over full right here. This is a Plus member from Sweetcast. He says, Good morning. Happy Monday. Unusual options alerted. Things overheard in an MIT meth lab. Hollywood execs, check. Infidelity-driven rich dude, check. Creepy CEO, check. We have a sleaze trifecta, just missing a cigar-smoking former president. Still a scam.
Interesting. What else do you have?
How about this one from Insider Finance? He says, equity sentiment, DNA is the 29th stock that institutions are trading with 5.6K options contracts. Market analysis included in screenshot of dashboard, and he's got his little chart and his little options for this stock.
Okay, going on to the website, Knowledge is Power COVID-19 testing. It says when the coronavirus pandemic hit, Boston knew they had to meet the challenge to tracking the virus. Diagnostic capacity was quickly built up to the tests with people with the symptoms. In order to support public health efforts to track asymptomatic spread, we scaled a program for communities across America, concentric by Ginkgo. Guys, didn't they say asymptomatic is not asymptomatic, or does that still exist there? There's so much conflicting information. Not to get into the COVID talk or nothing like that, but just something I wanted to bring up before I went on to the next part of this. Okay, so it looks like a national effort, Concentric by Ginkgo, is Ginkgo's public healthcare and biosecurity effort. They came through with the goal of providing testing capacity to schools in America looking to operate in person or hybrid learning. To meet this demand, they partnership with dozens of labs across the country, creating a diverse national network of professionals, facilities, and technical excellence and operating capacity process teams, testing tens of millions of tests every week, students, parents, teachers, nurses, admins across the country, from Maine to Arizona, to help testing protect the health of the community themselves. Kage, what do you got on the twit, sir?
How about this take from Web Chronicle today? They say DNA new press release. Persephone Bioscience and Ginkgo Bioworks announced collaboration to develop novel therapeutics. Persephone Bioscience Inc., a synthetic biology company reimagining patient and infant health, and Ginkgo Bioworks, a leading horizontal platform for cell programming, today announced a collaboration to develop a novel therapeutics based on bacterial genus Bacteroides. Bacteroids species are among the most common members of the microbiota of animals, especially in the gastrointestinal tract, and are likely a useful tool for stable and long-term delivery of microbial medicines. So it looks like they're looking into medicines that are like gut-related, looks like.
Yeah, they're also into that on the site too as well. That's a good observation. Yeah, that's on there. As far as this is a question for both of you there, just to give you a heads up that I'm going to call on both of you there. There's some, are we seeing some movement in this stock? And we're just gonna speculate and hypothesize here. As far as with the things that are going on in Shanghai, because we're getting pictures out of there on Twitter and all over social media with people, like there's starving going on, there's pets being killed off, and there's people being rounded up into quarantine camps and things like that, and there's people yelling out. We're starting to see some mask mandates back in some cities. Do you think they're trying to roll out another wave of this thing again? Do you think that they're going back? Is that why this is popping? Is that too far of a reach, or is that just too much speculation?
I think it's a little bit too much speculation. I think it's more along the lines of them trying to crush dissent. And yes, there may be some elements of zero COVID policy in that, but I don't necessarily think that's the main focus of what the CCP is trying to do.
Well, not just I'm just talking about the stock of the movement. I know what the CCP is trying to do. I'm just saying, as far as, are we starting to see the COVID, as far as this stock, is this one of the reasons why, because we're seeing a movement towards that again, as far as with around the world, there's starting to be certain areas. Are we going to start seeing more movement in some of these stocks that deal with these testing things and things like that?
Possibility. I mean, like, look, anything that happens in China, man, they're are they still the most populated country in the world?
For the most part, I think they still are, yes.
Yeah, and you explained it to me. I think it's like any time now. In any case, anything that happens, even on a fairly decent size scale there, it's going to affect the whole, world economy.
Yeah, exactly, because what a lot of people don't understand is that they control a lot of your manufacturing and production there. We know why, some of the reasons why, but we won't get into it because we don't have a million years to talk about it. But as we move from several dozen schools enrolled in pilots to supporting thousands throughout the city and statewide programs, they connect with policymakers and public health leaders to share insights about implementing testing nationally. So we're not going to go more into testing. We'll just go into that because Kage says they got other stuff going on. They also are with the vaccines, optimizing processes for vaccines with Moderna. We can go and learn more about that. Do you see anything, Kage, on that with Moderna? Nobody posted anything on that?
I don't see anything on the Twits that relates to Moderna. I'm thinking it may be competition for them.
Okay.
But hard to say if they're not.
Okay, well, it looks like they have a plug here. It says the coronavirus pandemic saw the rise of a new modality of medicine with the nucleic acid vaccine. The timescale in producing the new biologic was countered in months, not years, with companies across the world standing up to supply chain that could manufacture hundreds of millions of doses. The successful development of nucleic acid vaccines marked the arrival of a new generation of medicines. Going through all this, it just goes through nucleic acid vaccines are producing using fermentation, and they're grown. In spring of 2020, they applied the Ginkgo platform to map to design the space of this growth process and optimize it. Because nucleic acid vaccine production is heavily regulated, they were able to quickly discover more optimal processes for the partner that they could implement easy under existing regulatory constraints. This was possible because of the deep expertise in understanding the many dimensions and parameters of experimental design. The future readiness is relative of the new modality processes and components used to manufacture nucleic acid vaccines. The Ginkgo platform is to increase orders of magnitude, both scale and size, and fermentation process to produce critical ingredients for the vaccine. period and end of that. They also have the ultra high throughput genome generic engineering of production of specialty chemicals and next generation of antibiotics through that. So and they just go through some of the stuff they do with biology. What else do you got on the twits there for us as far as comments that are relevant and not promotions and things like that?
I'm looking through them. How about this take from Leotris Spicutula? He says DNA had limit orders on the both Ameris and Ginkgo, but only the latter executed. So doubled up at $3.30, giving an average price of $3.37. Sold due diligence to keep cash on hand in case they go seriously down. So I think that's a safe that he's taking with his trades, I think.
Okay. So, what else do you got?
How about this one from A Arc Investor? He says, DNA, the fight between bulls and bears at this level is interesting. Perhaps the bears are feeling pressure and are more cautious.
I could tell you what's going on with the Bears on this one. The Bears lost some money, I think, and I'm just being straight up honest with you here. And I think that they're some got caught in the bag, but I wouldn't abandon this all yet. You know, I wouldn't just jump ship on it. Like some people try to throw this stuff at you to try to scare you, but I wouldn't jump ship on this yet. But there are some reasons why you could there as well. We won't go into them because we can't talk about that. Just because of certain things there. But this next article is from Defense World. 100.15 million in sales expected for Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings this quarter. So that's huge news that just popped. Okay, so this news just popped. Here it says Wall Street experts expect Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings will post 100.15 million in sales in the current quarter. Zacks Investment reports 2 analysts provide estimates for Ginkgo Bioworks earnings. The lowest sales estimate is 95 million and the highest is 105.33 million. The company is scheduled to report on the next quarter earnings report Monday there, and on average it expected that Ginkgo Works would push the full sales at 331.7 million for the current year. The next year analysis for the firm reported sales of 3.94, estimates ranging from 332 million to 430 million. Zacks sales average based on survey for the research that covers Ginkgo Bioworks. What else do you got on the twits there, Kage?
How about this one from Red Panda DNA? He says DNA bullish. Most of the float is locked up by Diamond Hands funds. When one of Ginkgo's promising customers like Yon or Motif shows S, and the value starts pouring in.
You also have another plug on Bazinga. This was yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that one, but Microbiome Innovation Company will discover and develop and introduce novel probiotics, bioactive molecules, engineered microbial medicines, and microbial monitoring services for animal health. In October, Elanco announced that the intention to carve out its microdome platform and pipeline under the leadership of Aaron Schott, BioEdit CEO and former Elanavo EMVP innovator. In addition, Elanco and Ginkgo's assets are intellectual property of BioEdit and is launching a targeted series fundraising for $40 million with participation in Viking Global Investors, which we've brought them up before. I don't know if you guys remembered that. But the one thing about this company is that obviously we know now that the news wasn't gravitated. We speculate a little bit, so you can if you're gonna go and leave a comment, say, well, this is not like that. Yeah, you're correct, because what's happening here is that there's obviously other things going on, obviously with this relationship and the news that popped. That's why we go and check the Alphabet news, because we want to see what they're parroting and things like that. Because if you go down the list, you could see all of them parroting each other's stories. And yeah, so now we know with the relationships that's going on, with the big news that broke just within the last 24 to 48 hours that we're reading here, they've got several things in the hopper. They don't just got one thing going on. So I would say that this company, my personal opinion is, I'd say it's a decent watch. What do you guys got up on this? Do you think it's what's your opinions? We can go first there, Kage.
Looking at the comments and looking at the chart, it doesn't necessarily inspire a lot of confidence, especially if you got in September and then you dropped a lot of the value in mid-November. But if you get in now, this is like really, really cheap for the price it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get in now, this would probably be an ideal time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as this with growth and whatnot, it's got potential, so I think it's worth a decent watch.
Okay. What about you? Oh, go ahead, Kage.
I just feel bad for those people who got in September and lost money in mid-November and early December.
Well, that's why we're here. We're try to help people so they don't get caught in pump and dumps and things like that, and try to give them the most information they can. And we love when the trolls give us information, or people that know more about it, they could give information too. So, Hog, what do you got on your end there? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kage on this one and say it's it's about the price of it right now. Yeah, it's not just trouble in the past and whatnot, but that's that's the way it works. It's the name of the game. And if you deliver, if you can find something to rock bottom, and I'm not saying that's what this is, but just what I'm saying is that the price it's kind of hard to overlook.
Yeah, and some people they get negative when they see people short out and dump out. But the problem is that if you hit a certain profit margin, you got to lock in your profits, and you've got to make dough. If you're not making dough, I got the whole hold the line thing and everything. But if you're not locking profits and you're not making dough, then I don't know what you're doing. So there's always a part to lock in profits, and like you guys said, it's if you can get things on the cheap, and you've also locked in your profits, then you're good to go on that. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll be back in two to cover the next. See you. Peace. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is RSHN, Rushnet Inc. Last tick was 0.0017. Going to the chart, well, it's a flatliner, so it's on the promotion pump and dump list, and I just want to let you guys know that I was awarded the fake gold chain award, and so I put it on around my neck, dude. So it's the fake bling there. So I wore that for the trolls today. Going into what would you say they do here? They engage in manufacture and sell of products that are carbonated and non-carbonated alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. The company was founded in January 15, 1997, and is headquartered in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, not California. Kage, going on to stock twits, because that's where the real traders are at. What do you got on the twits there?
I'm seeing some bulls on this one for the most part. I haven't necessarily seen many bears.
Okay, what are they saying?
Here's a take from Grass Hoppy. He says, RSHN bullish. If the audit is really done, no official results yet, this ticker is going to fly. However, each day the official report fails to appear, SP will continue to sag, as the 0.0002 drop today shows. Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said before, going on to this one, this is showing up on a promotion list. So we're talking about it just because it's one of the hot poppers. Does it mean to go in and get it? Absolutely not. It just means to watch out, and we're showing you why some of the news is popping up. This is a little bit of stale news here, but it looks like Rushnet, this was April 6th, Rushnet Incorporated and its subsidiaries persist and climb towards its major milestone and goals. The audit was completed shortly with minor adjustments on the heels of the response from the opening audit. The company is faced with a critical decision they must be made in order to avoid the negative effect of the greater vision and timeline of the company's goals. Rushnet Incorporated, the past long gone. However, the remnants of the historical dealings still cling to the business that posed challenges to the current management as it navigates the public sector in pursuit of long-term goals and they've set for the current Rushnet. Today, they have completely new face, new management, new goals, National Diagnostic Laboratory, health and billing, coding, space, and operating today as Halos DX and Grandazza Healthcare. The services and the objectives today are completely different and have the ultimate goal of continuing enhancement of shareholder value. Yada, yada, yada. What do you have on the twits there, Kage, as far as more sentiment?
How about this one from Nev D? He says, RSHN bullish. This is next to go parabolic to a penny. That 5 times return. LFG holding a S-ton of RSHN. Let's ride.
Is that shit ton? You're allowed to say shit on the show.
Well, who knows?
You never know. I submit for review and they're being lenient now all of a sudden. I do a human review because sometimes the computer will flag it and the humans are letting it through. So you just got to watch on the F-bombs. They're not liking of that, but I think some of the listeners prefer shit. So that means it says the acquisition through the fundings are seeking to provide a stepping stone to the next level. The path has led us to the initiating reverse split, which will be the requirement of one or more attracting fund options presented to the company to provide access to more sufficient funding needed. After submitting the applications to Farron in October 2021, it's become clear after 6 months the historical issues will require costly attention, time, and detail. Due to this, they've withdrawn the reverse split application so they can proceed to move forward on the company's roadmap. So, guys, you have new additions, new, people here in the biz there, as far as new blood. What else do we got on the twits there, Kage?
How about this one from Funny Guy at 148? He says RSHN bullish. Sell and buy double amount of shares of MCOA. At this point for RSHN, you're gonna have to wait for the full-blown pump.
Yeah, and you could already see he's not that far. He doesn't have not that far of a reach because you are seeing the promotions go out there on this one. So that's kind of the red flag there. On this as well. You're seeing the emails go out. Rushnet is making this is from Microcap Daily. The last one was Yahoo. It says they're making a powerful northbound run after a company reported an update of the reverse split has been canceled, and the company is working on a major acquisition to help its business grow $50 million in revenue in the next 3 years. So that's what they're projecting. RSHN is already in the revenues powerhouse, recently reporting $5,893,984,000 revenue during the fiscal year of 2021, more than double 2020 revenues. Everybody suffered during 2020. Well, not everybody suffered. There's a lot of people that made lots of cash, but those are companies to be named later, and you know who they are, so we don't need to go over it. The last time we reported on RSHN in December, the company was subject to a 6-part interview series to be conducted by FMW Media's New to New Street Newsmax. They'll be carried by the number of nationwide media outlets, including Fix News, Business, Bloomberg, Newsmax, KRON, RNN, and potentially other outlets. The reach of the networks is in excess of 300 million homes. RSHN is under accumulation and volume is picked substantially as the stock market to move to upside. RSHN did make a solid move last year, rocketing to 0.0249 highs in June. What else do you have on the twits there, Kage? Anybody bringing any receipts here or no?
I haven't seen anyone bring charts or receipts. There's just a lot of hype, and the comments reflect that as far as this being pumped.
Well, as far as my opinion on this one so far, I've seen the turnaround and things like that. I just want to see more info, so I'm just going to be a wait. Even though the promos are going out, the website for the company where they with the Helos there, is that how you say it? Helos Dex. It looks decent. A lot of things that they have going on look good. I just want to see more play out as far as before I even make a move to even get it to the watch point, I want to see more news on the reconstruction there and some of the funding as far as to get to that 50 million mark where they want. So that's where I'm at. What about you there, Kage?
Yeah, this stock I don't really feel is gonna go too far, especially with the pump. And so I would just say watch, but don't get in.
Yeah, exactly. Just that's probably your. If just because you're seeing it show up and float out there doesn't mean you go in there and jump into it. So beware there. Hog, are you seeing anything on this one that catches your eye, or where are you at?
Nothing in particular.
Nah.
I'd say, I don't know. I'm neutral on it. I'd say don't watch.
Yeah. Are you guys surprised with the? I mean, there was information at the beginning of the month on this one. Are you guys surprised that why this is? I mean, why they're promoting it now when there's like not even on? Unless I'm missing it, the alphabets have nothing since the 6th of April. And last time I checked, it's not the 6th of April anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got maybe I'm stuck in time or something. I'm just trying to figure out.
We were expecting this thing to go up or something with that publicity and whatnot, and all I'm seeing is crickets for the most part for this chart.
Yeah, and I did think I did see a cricket meme on the boards, right? So anyway, we're going to inflation next. So there are some other stocks to talk about. There's other stocks out there that talk about, but we've covered a lot of them and everything like that. So we're going to talk about the Brandon news here and stick around for that. Or if you don't want to talk about inflation or anything, we'll see you later. Peace. Breaking Kage on the Gateway Pundit. March inflation rate soars 8.5% under Joe Biden. Yes, under Joe Biden, we're at 8.5%. The U.S. inflation rate soared 8.5% in March under Joe Biden. The 8.5% CPI was greater than expected at 8.4%. So he actually, Kage, did better than he was supposed to as far as failure-wise. That's pretty sad.
I wouldn't necessarily call it better, but he certainly compounded things. I think he made things worse.
Yeah, he made things worse, and he overperformed, which they thought. So, guys, if you're out there and anything what the Alphabet News says, if he's going to do 8.4, consider that to be much higher, unless they kind of massage or fudge the numbers, which I'm surprised they used to do that. I'm surprised they didn't come out with any fake reports or anything like that, like they usually do to cover for people. So, but popularity, you can't hide what's at the gas pump and what's at the grocery store, even if you have magical news stories. You know what I mean?
You can say one thing, but you cannot necessarily ignore the other.
Yeah, there's only a certain amount of magical powers the alphabet media has over people, and then there's a big percentage of people when they're living paycheck to paycheck. You can't magically have a news broadcast and make people happy. They're not going to go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. The common people need to first take care of number one, and that's even becoming so difficult to do that some people can't even take care of number one.
Mm-hmm. It's getting harder and harder to do these shows when this isn't even it's not even an out of control like house fire. This is like a freaking
the idiots set everything on fire.
Yeah, everything is on fire. Like it's a plain out freaking wipeout. This is like the Germans coming into Russia and the Russians like doing scorched earth policy. It's that bad. It's that bad, guys. And the bad thing is that we haven't even seen the adjustable credit card rate crisis yet happen. That's coming next because all these gas prices and things that are happening and extra food, people are putting this on credit cards. They're taking adjustable rate credit cards, and when the credit bomb hits, and then Evergrande from China, this is going to make 2007 and 2008, like I told you guys, look like a picnic. This is, Kage, the highest inflation number since 1981. That's insane. Inflation what's up?
It wouldn't have been so bad if we had the big hair back
Yeah, apparently not there. Yeah. The CPI data, this is from Squawk CNBC, is up 8.5% year over year, but one measure has investors excited. The consumer prices are rising to the highest rates in 41 years. 41 years we haven't seen prices like this. Reuters reported that the consumer price index surged 1.2% last month. That is the biggest gain since September 2005. So we're going back to the Bush days right there, Kage. The Labor Department said on Tuesday the CPI advanced 0.8% in February. Gasoline prices on average soared to an all-time high of $4.33 a gallon in March. And according to AAA, yeah, it's way past then now. What are we going to get for the next average? You're going to set another record on that one, Kage?
I don't want to.
No. No, this is... gasoline was the main driver of inflation last month. Food and services such as rental and housing made stronger contributions. Yeah, because what they're doing is they're passing that cost off to the consumer there. So you're getting these high prices there. Zero Hedge had an awesome, funny tweet that came out. They had the Putin inflation in context, and they had year over year, year to date, and this goes back until 2013, and they had the Putin effect, which they were trolling, and it shows Biden and Putin. They said that the Putin inflation effect. That was pretty funny there. Also, you have some polling out here that we're going to show. This is from a CBS News poll, and they had Joe Biden continues to get low marks, and this is an alphabet poll, guys. This isn't like a right-wing poll or anything like that. On inflation, Biden gets a 31% approve and 69% disapprove. So you have that. And you might be saying, well, why are you guys talking about that and things like this? Because it's the economy, stupid. What is affecting you for trading, to buy and have money to trade and things like that is going to be affecting how you live your life, and you're not going to have extra money to be traded. So we're trying to talk to you, try to help you understand these numbers the best we can. What do you got to say, Kage?
I don't necessarily see a way out of this. I think for the most part, people are going to be expecting stimulus checks along the way, but stimulus is gone.
Yeah.
America almost literally has no money, so what do? They charge their credit card in order to make ends meet.
Yep, that's what they're doing. They were addicted to that.
Rise, and it'll just create a more bigger bubble, and when it finally pops, then everyone's gonna just be left with what they've got in their fridge and not much else.
You also had, I guess, Chuck Todd with Meet the Depressed a week ago. They had the midtermometer, and they have a full scale wipeout as far as on here. And I'm going by some of the they have a complete. Most people are saying that the midterms will be a complete wipeout. So we'll see what the Dems have to say about this. And this is I'm showing you guys NBC and CBS polls. I don't like those polls, but I'm showing you them because it's showing up in their focus groups now, and they're imploding hardcore. So we'll just have to see how things play out, and we might be back with the April when April comes out. It's going to be interesting to see. I don't think it's going down, especially with the gas prices. There's only going to be a certain amount of plan. I just like the spin. The Alphabet News, they run cover for these guys all the time, and I just jump ship and start covering the real news. So I just start covering the inflation and just move on, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would just stick to what you know, and I would not necessarily provoke these people any more than where we are right now.
Yeah, you can't. This is the Titanic, and it's going down hardcore, and
the rats are leaving the ship.
Yeah. I would just leave the ship as fast as possible if you're a media person. And I'm not saying carry the cooler for another party. I'm just saying just start reporting the news and doing your job. So this way we don't have to. So it's not like we want to do this job anyway. So, but we're getting the numbers out to our friends out there. And do you got anything to say before we peace out of here?
Yeah, just stick to what you know, save up as much as you can, and just peace out.
Okay. Don't make it a dog show. And good night now!